We are going to be doing first date tier list ideas. So we're going to be ranking all the first dates that you could possibly do. This list is exhaustive. There is not a single idea that you can do for a first date that's not in this list. So let's check it out. Big up Punishing. Let's get dubs in the chat for Punishing making this. Thank you, brother. Claire, I feel like your advice at this point will be quite useful. So chime in whenever you feel like it. I'll be your boyfriend and you can pretend I'm a girl. I'm good, Ozzy. Thank you. Appreciate the offer. Okay, right. Let's start with number one. What is this? Coffee date. That doesn't look like a coffee. What is this one, Punishing? Oh, shit. It's going to be quite hard. Was that an arcade? Okay. All right, let's start with an arcade. So, for a first date, I feel like the arcade... Let me think if I've been on a date to an arcade. I don't think I have. For a first date... What would I put arcade? What's quite good with an arcade is that there's things to do. But I feel like arcade gets quite boring quickly. You couldn't just do an arcade for a first date. I feel like how many... Like, also, how competitive should you be with your date? Like, are you trying to absolutely, like... destroy them at the games, or is it like you should let them win? I've been on a handful of dates. This time of the year go ice skating. That's quite good. Boys, come to Twitch. You can see the you can check out the tier list. It's too loud in an arcade and let her win. Nah, man. To be honest, I don't want to date someone who wants me to let them win. I don't want to date someone who's like, yeah, all right. Like, I feel like we both should go like ham. Like, neither of us should be letting the other person try and win. If you're doing a competition with someone, you got to compete. Don't be like, oh, I'm letting you win. It's quite cringe if I see that. It's like there's plenty of other places to be nice. I feel like Perry Chicken. Nando's does taste like Perry Chicken. Lawrence went dating. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like with arcade, I would say it's a D tier. Arcade is a D tier date. It's quite loud in there. That's right. Just play casually. Trinity, the problem is I think I'll overthink it. Look, if I'm playing a game, I'm going to try and play to win. I can show off my skills as well, which might be useful for a potential partner. Like, most people can beat me at the arcade, to be fair. So even when I'm trying my best, I'm average at most. So arcade, I think, gets D tier because I think it's a sort of sweet concept, but actually is like not a great idea. I think if you're above the age of like, I don't know. I feel like the most important thing is conversation on a date. Since when is the bed elevated? Brother, it's always been like that. Oh, shit. What have I done? Sellout. What's up, Ryden? Arcade is great. It's a mid date. It's a mid date. All right, let's go to axe throwing. Axe throwing I like. What's it like? The biggest thing I think on a date is doing something that is a good amount of time. I think on a date you want to spend like a couple hours. And I feel like arcade actually might be too quick. That's why I think it's D tier. Axe throwing is quite good. I think axe throwing, because you could do it for like an hour, but you should go. The thing is, you should go get a meal afterwards. So I'm gonna put axe throwing above arcade because I think it's more interesting. Axe throwing, it gets boring after a while. Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna pop axe throwing. Axe throwing and arcade are on the same level for me. I feel like both of them will eventually get quite boring. Like, eventually, it's just going to be like, oh, okay, like, what is this? See, bowling is so the bowling up next. It's in the same category, but I actually think it's a much better concept. You can long it out and you can buy as many games as you want. And you get to show off the curve spin. Not everyone is a Viking. Bowling is fun. I think bowling is a good date idea. I think there's enough options. There's enough options to do things. It just feels like you got food at the bowling alley. You got drinks. You can chat while you're bowling. And bowling can have a group, exactly. So you could go with a group of mates. Bowling is a strong idea. Do you know what? Bowling gets actually a B. I might actually move bowling to an A tier. I think this is a strong date idea. There's enough options for you to get closer to her. I mean, it doesn't need to be physical proximity. All right. Coffee shop as a first date. How is bowling an F? Bowling is strong. Yeah, how many people are you going on a date with, Chinity? I usually do one at a time. Do they have to smoke cigs? I don't know. It's not a requirement. If you get a kiss first date, give up. If you don't get a kiss first date, give up. That's not true, Basil. That's not true. I don't think it's like you don't need to seal the deal. Like I think for a kiss on the first date, like if you've got like loads of chemistry, then yeah. But sometimes it takes a bit longer to have that chemistry. Like I don't know. I don't think that's like. Maybe. I don't know. It is a bit of a thing, I guess, maybe. That if you don't... no, I think after like the second or third date, if there's no physical intimacy between you whatsoever, then like... But it just depends on your, like, how, like what the vibe is. Nah, who said you're paying for the date? Just split the bill, dude. I think it's quite you got to feel out the vibe for sure. Like, and I would say like I don't think that it's necessarily like it's not like a part of the deal at all. Like you can have good chemistry, but then I would say like if that chemistry isn't moving in that direction, you're gonna know by the end of the day anyway. And so you'd rather be like, cool, is this person just gonna be a friend, or is it like someone I feel like that sort of intimacy with? So like, yeah, just split the bill straight up. Like don't be like I don't get why people get funny about it. Oh, just split the bill. Like, I don't really know you that much on the first date. I'm splitting the bill. I also, well, to be fair, splitting the bill depends on who asked who to go on the date. I think that if I've asked someone else to go on a date, then I should pay. But if someone's asked me to go on a date, well, I think I'd split the bill if they asked me to go on a date. Is there any way that I can do the date and I get more money than the bill was worth? So that way you could make, if you could somehow get them to give you a dono while on the date, then you could just keep doing dates and you could end up rich. Yeah, Luke, what are you waffling on about, mate? You could make money at the arcade. I guess you could go, do you know what you could do? You could sign up for like, I guess you could do like an Uber Eats shift and just say like, we're going to go drive around and give out food to my friends. And that way you could split, you could halve the time of your Uber Eats trip, and then you could have all the money. What date could you do that makes you money? You could do a marketing, you know how sometimes they do like, focus groups. I could go on a date to a focus group and then ask if I could just be paid for both of us going there. Bank robbery. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what is going on in my chat. Why is chat just talking about lesbian and gay people now? What have they got to do with this conversation? This conversation about making money on a date. Dine and dash date. If you made money, let people do their thing, boys. Like, what the hell? Bro has gone so far off topic. I have. All right, next up. What is going on? I'll leave you guys to that. All right. Next up, we got coffee date. I'm still trying to think of what date I could go on to make money. I don't think any. The only one I can think of is a focus group. Bro, boys, no one's asking you to do anything, okay? What the fuck is going on? How did this conversation get there? That's not my beliefs, Basil and Luke, but I guess if that's yours. Let's take it off this. Let's take it off this. I think just let people do what they want. Let people be happy. Gamble. Oh, I guess you could go on a gambling date and ask them to cover it. Casino is probably a good date to try and make money. All right, let's move on to coffee. Yeah. Yeah, fair. I mean, no, I don't think anyone's asking you to have anything to do with it, Basil. All right, I don't know. I'm not really getting involved with this chat. Like, I need some moderators on to figure out what the vibe is. I'm a bit lost now. I don't know how it went that direction. He ain't reading these. I am, Mark. All right, let's get back on topic. All right. Damn, everyone's crashing out on the stream now. Let me have some like candies. Casino is not a good date. Why? I don't think it's on here. Try finding a girlfriend. How bro achieved that then? I don't know. Lost all our viewers, boys. I'm too obsessed with numbers at the minute. Yo, JT. I feel like you get too involved and stressed about gambling. Yeah, I'm very addictive personality, so I get very stressed. All right, let's look at this one. All right, coffee shop. Coffee shop is quite good. Hold her to ransom and earn money. That is not a good date, JT. That's a terrible date. Also, I don't think you understand what a date is, if that's what you think a date is. It wasn't really an advertisement. That's AVAX, Basil. I think he genuinely... like, you couldn't see what the brand of the company was. Yeah, coffee shop is a good, like, 4th or 5th date. After banging. Coffee shop's not a bad idea. It's just a bit of an L. Yeah, it's like a. It's all right. Like if you really know nothing about, the person, if you really know nothing about the person, then I think a coffee shop's a good idea because it's like it's a very distant sort of date. You're all the way over here, and there's no real. It's a bit of an awkward one. Like, so I'm gonna put coffee above arcade and axe throwing because do you know what coffee I'm gonna put in with axe throwing and arcade. The thing is, Claire, I've been on a coffee date before. I wasn't actually on a date. I was sat next to this. I was quite young. I was like 19 or something like that. I think I was like doing some art. The woman next to me chats to me. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What are you doing?" Anyway, she's like a lawyer. Anyway, we end up chatting for like 2-3 hours, and then she let in for a kiss. I was like what? Like we were just getting closer and closer and closer. And anyway, we had a little kiss, and then we went on a few dates. She was cool. She was really cool. But it just didn't work out. I think it was a little bit of the age difference, to be perfectly honest. But she was cool. Cup chatting coffee. It was just mad. I was like, we had really strong chemistry. It definitely happened, Basil. I don't think we're in touch anymore, but it definitely happened. It literally happened. She was a certified baddie. But yeah. No, it literally happened. I think so, Zilla. I don't know. We haven't really stayed in touch. It's like 10 years ago. Donut was 26. And I think at this time, this person was 30 something, I presume. The 47-year-old who came on stream. That wasn't her. All right. Let's move on. How old is she now? She must be 40 something now, I presume. It's 10 years ago. All right. Let's move on to cinema. Ben Affleck drawn from imagination. All right. Cinema is the biggest. I went on a first date at cinema once. Huge L of a date. You don't get to talk. It was such an L. It was such a good film as well. I can't remember what it was, but it was a good film. But it was such an L. Yo, T. We're doing first date rankings. Yeah, cinema is terrible. Cinema is terrible. Claire, T is saying to come to the Twitch chat if you're bothered. Easy F tier, yeah. Cinema is terrible first date. Cinema is not good as a second date. Cinema is only good as like a fifth or sixth date. No, in fact, cinema is only good at once you've been dating for like a year and you don't really talk that much anymore. Cinema is horrible for any dates, he says. Yeah, cinema is a horrible date idea. Go to the cinema on your own. Stop ruining the vibes for everyone else at the cinema. TJ, what's up? Nando's isn't a good, no more free refills. Escape rooms. Yeah, escape room is not a good first date idea. I think it sets a weird tone in my opinion. I think, especially for a first date. Yo, what's this? Thank you for the follow. Especially TJ, thank you for the follow. It sets a strange tone. Oh, let's go. You're gonna be locked in a room with me for 3 hours. My opinion is food and drink for the first date. Yeah, that's bowling. We put at A tier at the so far T. You got to communicate a lot. You got to communicate with someone you don't know any about their communication style. So like, low-key, you two just get frustrated with each other, and now you're just like locked in a room. It's a terrible first date. This is like I don't know. Either party could feel like the other one's a bit of a weird vibe. Like, and then what would you do? You got to then like break the fourth wall of the escape room and be like, say to the people on the camera, can you actually just open the fucking door? Like, this person's like weird as hell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you like, it's like with a stranger. Jensen, what's up, brother? You're like with a stranger being like, oh, like this dude fought against Superman. What? Terrible first idea. Go-karting, equally terrible idea. Go-karting is worse than arcade. You can't hear anything. You can't. It smells like two-stroke. It flipping. It's a good, like, maybe again. Go-karting is good if you've been dating for like a year or two. I think one of the lads just threw it in there. I think Punishing just threw it in. You can crash into them. Is that, brother? What is that? Two-stroke is so nice. No, it's not. It stinks. It smells horrific. And your clothes stink of it as well, all the oil. You want a two-stroke deodorant? That's actually quite a good idea. Yeah. Go-karting gets an F. It's on the level with escape room. Where's your main account? Police sketch of Ben Affleck. That's a mog. Alright, ice skating. So I think ice skating is actually quite a good first date idea, especially in winter. I mean, it'd be a terrible idea in summer because it'd just be, I guess that's just standing on water. But is it Minecraft today? Maybe, brother. Maybe. What's up, James? Ben Affleck is a compliment. I do look like Ben Affleck. Yeah. Ice skating is kind of good. Ice skating is as good as bowling, in my opinion. I think bowling's better because you can do it any time of the year. Ice skating gets a B tier, especially for a first date, because you can kind of like help each other. So maybe if you have any physical intimacy between each other, physical contact, yeah. Well, I mean, only if you've got the chemistry. Like, if there is no chemistry, like, obviously, don't be touching each other. But Basil, I'm extremely good at. Next one is Little Car Park. For fuck's sakes. Why is Little Car Park in here? Lawrence sounds like a dating coach. I'm not a dating coach, bro. I'm trying to figure this out. S tier. Yeah, I have to say, like, I know a lot of those watching the VOD one day will never understand why Little Car Park is S tier. Because all of these streams were in the Little Car Park for so long. So we got to put Little Car Park as S tier. Yeah, S tier, Little Car Park. Just whipping around in the Peugeot that smells like cigs. And you, like, just pull up to the Little Car Park and actually never go into the Little. Yeah, I don't think I'd describe the car. I don't think I'd give up the name of the car at the first date. Get a cheeky bakery item. Yeah, what would be a good first date bakery item from Lidl? Maybe a pan of chocolat. Maybe one of them pizzas. A lady flipping behind you on the date. A donut. You're all writing donut. I do not like this. You're gonna make me upset. Yeah, all right, a donut. Damn it, Basil. All right, Nandino's. You'd have to take out a small loan to be able to afford 2 people at Nando's. So, it'd be like, it's 50 quid. Like 50 to 60 pounds. It's a very expensive first date. So I'm putting Nando's. Look, it's food, right? It's just going for dinner. Going for dinner is a C. It's not. It's good, but it's not great. I don't. What is this one? Picnic. Picnic's cute. I think it's a bit. I feel like you're committing. Like, it feels like you're low key. It feels like you're doing a bit too much. I feel like if I do a picnic on a first date, I feel like I'm doing it. Picnic. I feel like I'm doing a bit too much. It's like, why did you go to all that effort? It's like low key suspicious. Yeah, it's too much. It's like you're going to too much effort. You're getting a bit of side eye from me. Weather dependent as well. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like anyone should try too hard on a first date. Yo, John. It's too try hard. It gets D tier. Coffee shop should really move up to C tier, in my opinion. But it's going to stay at D. All right, what is this one? Basil. I don't think that will go well for the first date. Although I don't know. Go to a tizzy bar. That's a good first date. A strip club. Coffee shop is A. Nah, boys. Posh restaurant. Yeah, posh restaurant is not great. I think it's worse than Nando's for a first date idea because I feel like you're showing off a bit too much. How old am I? 29. Go to a Bournemouth game. Yeah, that could be a shout. It's not that far from here. Yeah, the strippy on the first date. They serve good food at some strip clubs, I guess. Anyway, we're doing yeah, I guess you could date someone who works there, and then you could just grab some food there after their shift. Posh restaurant. I don't know. It's a decent idea, but it's I don't know. Look, it's as good as Nando's is. What's up, Titanium? How do you know they serve good food there? Because I researched it because I wanted to do a video on it. Yeah, Nando's and Posh Restaurant are the same for me, really. Like, Posh Restaurant is slightly worse because it's a bit try hard. But what's the next one? Rooftop Bar. Rooftop Bar is better. Rooftop Bar and ice skating are low key on the same level as I think. What's that for whisk? I like everyone, Van. What the fuck are you asking me? Rooftop Bar, I think, is very good. There's a rooftop bar in Peckham that's quite... the Peckhamplex. They've got a little rooftop spot up there. It's quite good. But yeah, Rooftop Bar is good. Nice and chill. Everyone kind of has enough space and time to kind of figure everything out. Oh, Mastoff. Bro, I'm glad you're back, bro. I was low-key worried that my crash out earlier made you leave forever. Rooftop Bar is strong. Rooftop Bar actually is equally as good as bowling, but not quite good as Little Car Park. The zoo. Do you know what, actually? I don't mind the zoo as an idea. I feel like you can tell quite a lot by how someone feels about animals. I think you'll quickly learn what type of person they are. As in, like, because your perspective on the zoo, right? So the sort of conversation you have throws poo on you. I don't think they do, brother. Have you been to a zoo before? They're not just poop chucking everywhere. Yeah, zoo. I think what's quite interesting about a zoo is that you learn, because what is, if the first thing they bring up is like, the sort of like, you know, it's because look, your perspectives on zoos gives quite a strong indication as to how you feel about like other things in life. Zoo is a long date, that is true, but it gives you a lot. I don't know. I like the idea of walking around, and the animals are quite interesting. Like, but then at the same time, I think you'll get quite a lot of insight into their perspective of like life generally. Because one of the perspectives is that zoos are wrong, and it's a wrong thing to have people come look at animals like in cages essentially. Another perspective is that they're obviously helping these animals by taking care of them. Do you know what I mean? And they're funding it. What's up, Lightning McQueen? And they're funding it. Thank you for the follow. And they're funding it with ticket sales. So I think, irregardless on how you feel about that, I think you'll get an interesting perspective. That's a whole bunch of stuff you've written there, Lightning. Zoos are very educational. I just think you'll get a good insight into them. I'm going to put it at C. I think it's as good as, it's better than axe throwing and arcade in my opinion. But it is quite, Claire, you're right actually. It's quite long. It might be too long as a date. I'm going to put it at D. I think it's actually a bit, you could end up like for 4 hours at the zoo. Next, okay, theme park, amusement park. Let's call it a fun fair, because I think theme park is not a good idea. Yo, Jacob. I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. Yeah. What's this called again? Not a theme park. Fun fair. Fun fair is strong. It doesn't feel like a good first date though. I feel like, I think it's one of the best options. As in the fun fair, you can have. I think the fun fair is one of the best in terms of like, it can either go extremely good or extremely like awkward. Have you done a date in your car yet? I haven't, bro. But this is what S tier is little car park. Why is he saying sorry, chat? Damn it, punishing. No, you didn't mean that. Yeah, Jose, it's a strong date idea. And they've got beers and stuff there if you wanted that. You could do a lot. I think it's... Okay, I'm not going to put it at the same level as Little Car Park, but it's pretty close. Like, it's bowling, rooftop bar, and Funfair are equal. Why are you asking me these questions, lads? This is crazy. It's not S tier. It's not S. How's it better than Little Car Park? Tell me how Funfair is better than Little Car Park right now. Right, Top Golf. Top Golf is good. It really depends on, like, it can be quite awkward. Like, I feel like low-key, Top Golf is an awkward spot to go hang out with anyone. Because you don't talk to the person while they're golfing. Like, there's like a certain style of, no, I'm pretty sure Lidl sells cotton candy, Zilla. You're not meant to talk to someone while they're striking the ball at golf. Like, it's rude. So every now and again, the person just has to make a choice for themselves. Am I going to continue the conversation, or am I just going to like sharp and hit the ball? So that's why I think it's actually an awkward. It makes the date awkward, and it's kind of cold and winter. Top Golf is in the same realm as arcade and axe throwing. I'm not getting any girl. Well, all right, mate. What the hell is this? A romantic boat ride. Oh, I actually need to write something down. That just reminded me. Fuck. BP. Oh yeah, BP Wild Bean Cafe is on the same level as Little Car Park. It's S tier. You're the food guy. I am the food guy. Is that what I'm known as? The food guy. Yeah. St. Albans Waffle House. Bam. Easy S tier. That's a great first date. And you've got the little park there that you can go walk around. But I wouldn't suggest on a first date going for a walk around the park if it's nighttime. There's literally no lights there. Like, you're a bit of a wrong one. Like, You got respect. You got to have some respect. If it's afternoon and it's not dark yet, you're cool. But don't be taking your first date. Munching on these things from yesterday. These little fucking sugar puffs. Right, well, there's my list. Any vetoes? Man saying car park for a date. Yeah, MK, bro. Little car park. What's for dinner? I'm not sure yet, brother. Right, first date idea ranking. Done. Any vetoes? Oh, I low-key crashed out at the start of the stream, official, man. Like, just kind of continuing our conversation on from earlier. Like, just feeling... I just felt frustrated with the hustle at the minute.